Hello, welcome back to Ever17 out of Infinity. Dread Stock Sector 7 was another area sealed off because of flooding. Sector 7, that was where we got off. Once the four of us holding the tuna got off, EI lost its baggage and floated up to Dwight Stock again. Oh no, what do? We can't get back now. Oh, that surprised the heck out of me. We put the frozen tuna down and began walking toward the generator room. This side of the area was also inundated with water from the flood. It was still bathed in darkness. Blue light from the surface dimly pierced through the small round windows, making a wave-like shadow on the floor. The four of us relied on that and our flashlight as we proceeded deeper and deeper into the complex. When we turned a corner, we heard Takeshi call out from behind us. Looking back, there was Takeshi with the toolbox on the floor and breathing hard. Alright. I hurried to where Takeshi was. Takeshi, I'll help you. Okay. The two of us took the toolbox from both sides. Quit exaggerating. Oh, Takeshi, watch out! There's a pump sticking out there. Takeshi was just able to right himself. You're a prize. Huh? You really think it's that dark? Takeshi, maybe you've got bad night vision. You shouldn't be so picky. Finally, as we caught up with you and Sarah, we reached our destination. Yellow and black stripes appeared dimly ahead. There was a plate with information on the front of the door, but it was too dark to read. You reached toward the door handle. Wait. Instinctively, I grabbed Yu's arm. Takeshi and Sarah stared at me questioningly. The thing is, I couldn't find the words to reply. I wondered why I had said what I had. I really didn't know. Yet, somehow... If you don't know what's going on inside, don't you think it might be dangerous to just open the door? I was just rattling off what popped into my mind. No, I hadn't even thought of it. It just seemed to jump my throat before anything else. Kind of like when you snap your hand back after touching a hot stove. I just reflexively blurted it out. Yu wasn't buying it. I took my hand from Yu's arm and searched for words. At that moment. Sarah took up the slack in my explanation. Oh, I see. When I sensed danger, I couldn't express in words what it might be. The three of us nodded, satisfied. Takeshi touched his hand to the wet floor. He went to place his damp fingers on the door. The droplets sizzled, evaporating away. It was just like Sarah had said. Yeah. Whoa. I replied, but I hadn't really known it would be dangerous either. The one who had known was a separate someone inside me. That someone simply borrowed my voice. What had happened was so strange that it made me feel out of place in my own skin.
ないってことだよね。
ああ、困ったな。
そうね。
Jeez.
ステイ室に流れている熱水のバルブを閉めましょう。熱水さえ止まればこの中の蒸気の放出も停止するはずだから。バルブ？それどこにあるんですか？この隣の部屋よ。
Man, this place is scary.
そんなに
So dangerous.
私とそうね、あともう一人手伝ってほしいんだけど。
よし来た、任せろ。
クラナリー。
こら、俺のどこが不服なんじゃい。
だってクラナリなんかと二人っきりになったら変なことされそうじゃない。
あのな。
私が手伝いましょうか？あ、いいの。マヨはここで待ってて。
なあ、おい少年、お前はどうするよ。
Huh, me? I'll help you. I'll wait here. Oh, I'm gonna help you. I'll try. I'll help you.
そうかい。なら俺とサラで留守番だな。おい、それなら文句ねえだろ。
オッケー。
ったく、俺が何したってんだよ。ったく、なんなんだよ。
It seemed that Takeshi was oblivious to his disturbing dream the night before. I figured that Yu was concerned about you in her own way. Like when she had you carry the heavy toolbox, maybe it was her way of saying rest a bit or take it easy. Huh.
まあいいや。だったらお言葉に甘えて、俺たちはまったりしとくことにするさ。な、サラ。
Takeshi tried to pass Sarah on the shoulder, but she dodged the advance.
拙者には手を触れない方が良いでござるよ。
え？
何せ伊賀流忍術免許皆伝見込み保持者ゆえ。
なんだそりゃ。
だから要するに命が惜しくば手を出すなってこと。ほら少年、行くよ。
Yeah. You and I left the increasingly tense atmosphere behind. The room was covered in a massive web of pipes. The pipes continued into the adjacent generator room. It seemed that by opening and closing the valves, the water and oil pressure could be adjusted. Normally, LeMMI is responsible for maintaining the generator room, but even LeMMI can't do much when the generator itself goes out. Anyhow, this is all because the power supply is down. This room is designed so that maintenance can be performed manually at times like this or during blackouts. That was what you told me. You selected one pipe from the countless rows of them and instructed me to close this valve. As ordered, I turned the valve around and around. Hey, you! I said this as I was closing the valve. It's about the girl from yesterday.
昨日の少年が見たっていう7人目の生存者のこと？
Yeah.
見間違いなんじゃないの？
I'm positive. These eyes saw her.
でなきゃ目の病気よ。
Huh? Disease?
冗談だって。どうしてすぐ本気にするかな。
Oh, I think I did see her though. Enough already.
はい。その話は後でゆっくり聞いてあげるから。今はお仕事。
Finally, the valve was completely shut.
これで多分大丈夫だと思う。
You, can we talk now?
さてと、それじゃあ2人のところに戻りますか。
You took off from the room as if she were a fugitive on the run. I was left in the room alone. I felt an unclear mess of feelings stewing inside my mind. With this, we would be able to shut off the hot water flowing to the generator room. Even so, on the other side of the door, it was still hot enough to scald. The four of us waited outside the generator room until we could be sure that the temperature inside had cooled enough. When we thought the time had come, we timidly opened the door. It was like opening the door to a steam bath. A cloud of steam hissed out of the door. The heat inside just about defied imagination. The air in the steam-filled room was heavy and stuck to the skin. Inhaling felt like swallowing globs of sticky hot steam. Takeshi was opening and closing his mouth like a fish out of water.
息苦しくないか？
いちいち分かりきったこと聞かないの。口に出したら余計に暑苦しくなるじゃないの。ナック先輩、さっさと終わらせて出ましょうよ。 そうね。効率よく終わらせたいから手分けして作業することにしましょうか。じゃあ私はこっち、倉成は向こうへ回ってもらえる？少年は
And so we got to work fixing the generator. Takeshi and you did the bulk of the work. There wasn't much for Sarah or me to do because we were helpless with machines, right? When it came to machines, yes. Takeshi and Sarah were working on the other side of the generator. You was doing battle with the machine, and depending on my flashlight wielding skills, with nothing much to do, my mind started wandering. And of course, they led right to the girl that had disappeared. I just couldn't believe that I had imagined the whole thing. Hey, you know, I've thought a lot about it. About the girl. Just listen. Maybe that girl... Maybe she is a ghost. You gave me a fed-up look, shook her head, and went back to work. That's gotta be it. That would explain why the numbers changed so irregularly, and why she vanished all of a sudden. Listen, I'm serious. I expressed my anger and put the flathead screwdriver in Yu's hand. Okay then, you don't have to listen seriously. Just listen to me stupidly. It's multiplication, right? A minus times a minus is a plus, right? It's about the girl that disappeared. If she were a ghost. I wouldn't say believe, but believe in the possibility. How do you know? Hey, that's pretty generous. Hey, you said I started turning the next screw. But haven't you ever felt somebody's eyes on when you were in a room all alone? Yeah, like someone was watching you from behind. I'm being serious. Oh, never mind. You mean my mind is playing tricks on me? I'm giving up. I wasn't satisfied, but I had learned something. I couldn't beat you in a debate. You can't convince me. I know. I saw her. At least I saw something.
薄桃色のエクトプラズムとか吐き出したりしないでね。あとそれからここでは奨励行為も禁止。ポルターガイストとか起こったらせっかく止めたネジが外れちゃうかもしれないから。
For not believing this stuff, you sure know a lot about it.
信じてないから詳しいの。私の知識は防御のためにあるんじゃない、攻撃のためにあるのよ。
Huh?
つまり幽霊とか超能力とか UFO とかそういうオカルトを信じきっちゃってあっちの世界に行っちゃってる人いるでしょ。私の知識は彼らをギャフンと言わせるためにあるの。論落するために敵の情報を仕入れてるってわけ。大学で考古学を専攻したのもそのためなんだから。
Archaeology? Archaeology? I thought that was about digging, looking for artifacts, ruins, and deciphering ancient letters, that kind of stuff, right? You studying archaeology, it just didn't click. So what are you studying?
研究なんてそんな大層なものはしてないよ。私はまだ1年生だから基礎授業がほとんどなの。教授の講義を聞いたり実習で発掘調査に参加したりしながら考古学とは何なのかってやつをみっちり叩き込まれてる最中なわけ。
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of archaeology, have you ever heard of the continent LeMMIH? It seems like it is the origin of LeMU's name.
聞いたことあるも何も嫌っていうほど知ってるよ。レムリアっていうのは紀元前2億年から5000万年に存在したと言われる幻の大陸のこと。その大陸では現代よりもはるかに高度な文明が栄えていたが、何らかの原因により一夜にして海の底へと没したとされている。
Oh, you recited it off so fluently that sounded like she was reading from a textbook. Advanced civilization overnight, huh? That sounds just like...
学者の中にはこの大陸こそ人類発祥の地だとか主張してる人もいるらしいけど、まったく何言っちゃってるんだか。そんなことありえるわけないのにね。
You don't believe it?
当たり前でしょ。考古学的にも地質学的にもほとんど根拠がないんだから。ちゃんとした研究が進むにつれて説得力はどんどん失われていって、もうまともな学問の分野では廃れきってる説なのよ。
Is that right?
現実ってのはね、おとぎ話とは違うの。宗教なんかもそうだけど、神秘主義者たちが熱っぽく語る話ってのは往々にして夢物語なのよ。そもそも根拠がないんだから何を言っても構わないって発想なんだろうけどさ。
I thought that maybe precisely because there was no evidence for or against that, what people said was actually packed with meaning. I felt like that because those words were the only foothold, the only way to really nail down reality. I absolutely thought about this for a minute. Okay. What are you talking about? Man, what do we try? We switched places and I tried twisting the screw into place. You twisted and stretched, her back popped loudly. Hey, you know what we were just talking about?
さっきの話？レムリアのこと？
Yeah.
ひょっとしたら少年ってこの手の話がものすごく好きだったりする人？
Don't know about that, but since we've got time to kill, humor me.
で、何でしたっけ？
Okay, I wonder if LeMMIH angered God and he sent it to the bottom of the ocean. I mean, if the people of LeMMIH had such an advanced civilization, maybe God struck them down for their pride or something. Huh? You? Hello?
あ、いけないいけない。危うく私まであっちの世界に行っちゃうとこだったわ。もっとバカ的にバカ的に。うん、よし。これで大丈夫。オッケーオッケー。要するに君は
I don't
バレル
know,
の塔と
man.
同じだって言い
Tower Babel.
旧約聖書の創世記ってお話に出てくる塔のことよ。そのお話の中で人間は自分たちの栄華を誇示するために高い高い塔を作ろうとするの。天にも届かんばかりの巨大な建造物。でもそんな人間の行為に神様が腹を立ててしまった。人間の分際で生意気だってね。かくしてその塔は神の力で破壊され工事は中止させられちゃいましたと。これがバベルの塔の神話。
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I nodded without stopping my work.
だとしたらそれはきっとシバ神みたいな神様の仕業ね。
Shiva?
破壊神として再建の神シバ。1000を超える無数の異様と4本の腕、4つの顔、3つの目を持つヒンズー教の三大主神の一人なの。再生のために自ら世界を破壊してしまう神様なんだけど、その破壊が徹底されたものであるほど次に大きな可能性を秘めた存在が生み出されるらしいの。
Kind of like starting from square one is better than fixing something
多分
halfway.
ね。だからもしレムリアが神様の怒りで海に沈んだとしたら、そんな神様が滅ぼしたんだと思うのよ。
Oh, I see. A god that would purge the world of filth by destroying it. A god that darn people drink with pride and forced her
ほ
birth.
らほら、手が止まってるぞ。とっとと手を動かす。
I'm already done. I had finished putting in all of the screws.
じゃあ今度はこのボルトを閉めて。
I handed the screwdriver to her and took the wrench. Somewhere along the line, I had been put in charge of the work. When you pointed the flashlight near me, I saw 3 bolts in the shape of a triangle. Did you say that Shiva has 3 eyes? That means... I put the wrench between my eyebrows. He'd have another eye right here, then?
そういうこと。なんでもその第三の目からはこの世のすべてを焼き尽くす浄化の光を放つんだって。
Sure. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. I said that as I tightened the top bolt. But I bet a visit to the optometrist would be a
レン
pain.
ズがもう一つ余計に売れるんだから好都合だと思うけど。
I thought to myself that making the custom frame was what would cost a fortune, but I didn't care. Dare say it.
世界中の文献を紐解いてみると、第三の目っていう概念はシバ神だけに限らず仏教やヨガの世界にも存在してるらしいの。透視能力、遠隔視、スーパービジョン、霊の知覚、未来視、過去視、
Yeah.
神がかり的な力の源であったり、あるいは厳しい修行の末に習得できる超能力だったり、諸説いろいろあるんだけど、それらに共通して言えることは、
When the third eye opens, true wisdom is apparent and all becomes visible.
人知を超えた存在、超人の象徴ってわけ。
Real wisdom. Muttering that, I turned to face the bolt again. If I had that, I'd be able to get back my memory. Yeah, right. If there really is such a thing, I want one.
教えて、第三の目を？
Yeah, if I had one, maybe I could see my past, and maybe I'd know who that girl is. Anyway, I'd like to see what it is like.
見たいの？
Yeah, maybe I could see something.
じゃあ、見せてあげようか。
What? I looked up, and there was Yu's face. When did she get so close? We were at a distance where we could just about feel each other's breath. The tips of our noses just about touched. That's how close we were. Yu
見たいんでしょ？
stared me in the eye as she said this. I couldn't speak. My legs shook. My heart was beating as fast as it would go. It felt like it would jump right out of my chest.
よーく見て。
You lifted up her bangs and placed her finger on her
こ
forehead.
こにあるでしょ？第三の目が。
On Yu's face, there was nothing. All I could think about was her nice skin and sweet smell. You got your stomach laughing. Huh? What? What? You're so mean, you. You tease me even though you know how serious I am. Saying that, you pointed to her forehead again. What do you mean? I wondered why we had two eyes. Common knowledge had that physically two eyes were enough for gauging the distance to point or focusing on something. But what would it be like if we really used to have three eyes? Actually, the animal ancestors of vertebrates had three eyes. The early species of primitive reptiles, like the tuatara lizard that still has a third eye on its forehead, on the top of his head. The third eye, the organ has a similar function to the eyeball and lies on the top of the head. This organ would be sensitive to the light of the outside world and control internal hormone secretion and balance based on light. The eye on the crest of one's head would stare straight up. It seems safe to say that it would sense the difference in light between day and night. A right eye, a left eye, and one above. An eye on the top of the head to stare at the sky. Only we people and higher vertebrates had lost the third eye over a long process of evolution. It had been covered over by cerebrum, and we lost our ability to sense light directly. Therefore, we had two light-sensitive eyeballs, one on each side instead. This lost third eye was called a pineal body. This had functioned in the brain for eons and was responsible for secreting hormones that helped carve out our 24-hour rhythm. What we called our eternal clocks existed because of this pineal body. That was essentially the rundown that you gave me as I was tightening the bolts. You mean like an appendix or the webbing between fingers? Yeah, I finished with the bolts. Well, that's interesting. Interesting evolution stuff. You stretched as she said this. I put both hands on my waist and stretched. We were both drenched in sweat. Hey, I was wondering. So that alcohol stuff that you were just telling me about is for offensive purposes, right? But you planted it there yourself, right? Your mom? Wow. The third eye? How about that? I wondered if the third eye could be related to something. I thought I would ask about possible connections, but my mind and body were completely drained. Oh well, I'll save it for next time. You sighed as she said this. Like mother, like daughter? You shoulder slumped and she let a deep sigh again. Soon after that, it looked like Takeshi and Sarah finished their work as well. Well, it turned into an adventure, but at least we finished repairs. It was just like Sarah had said. The cause of the blackout was the opening of the safety valve due to the drop in air pressure. When pressure from the steam becomes excessive, the valve automatically opens to release the gas and prevent damage. Normally after a release of surplus gas, the valve is designed to shut naturally, it, but we're only at 1 atmosphere. Because the safety valve never closed, the steam continued leaking. Anyway, that was the gist of the explanation. We left the generator room and went to the pipe room. There, we opened the valve we had closed before the repairs, and returned to the generator room.
さて、それじゃあ行ってみますか。
Keshi whispered the question as we stood in front of the generator
スイッチ
switch.
入れるぞ。
Sarah, you, and I nodded silently.
心の準備はできたかな。
Just do it.
そこ、うるさいよ。では、カウントダウンを始めよう。50秒前。
50も数えるの？
45秒前。
Keshi continued, ignoring her.
くらなに、いくらなんでも長すぎるってば。
40、39、38。
It was irritating.
37、36、35、
So irritating.
34。
All three of us, except Takeshi, pushed the button.
ほら、勝手にスイッチ入れんなよ。まだ34秒前じゃねえか。
Nobody wants to wait 34 seconds. Somebody had to push
30
it.
秒ちょっとも待てないのか、お前らは。
待てるか？
こういうのはだな、ある種の儀式というか形式というか、とにかく非常に大切なことであって。
The lights lit up all at once. The light poured down, illuminating even the corners of the room. It was like our field of vision had expanded in an instant.
17。
あ？
ちょうどさっきのカウントが17秒前の時、電気がついたの。それがどうかしたの？わかりません。電気がつくまでちょうど17秒だったんですよ。
Oh, I see. I understood what she was saying. You mean if we would have pushed it at 17 seconds, it would have been just right?
それは傑作ね。
ち。
I wasn't sure if Takeshi was over his anger, but he shouldered the heavy toolbox and left the room. We retraced our path until we were in front of the neural buoyancy elevator. The frozen tuna's empty eyes were waiting for us. The elevator we had used coming down already floated up to Sway's stall. But to the left, the floor display was lit up with a number 3.
ああ、よっこらどっこいしょっと。
Takeshi groaned as he put the toolbox on the floor of the
おっ
elevator.
さんみたい。
うるせえ。どうせお前に比べりゃおっさんだよ、俺は。
While they needled each other, and I pushed the up button back. I pushed the up button next to the door. The internal external watertight doors had already sealed automatically. We could hear air being sent into the ballast tank under the floor. Finally, the egg-shaped elevator didn't start to float up.
マジ？
The sound beneath the floor had stopped and silence had returned.
またなの？どうしてこうも次から次へと厄介な事態が発生するのかしらね。
Knowing it was useless, I pushed the up button repeatedly. Of course, EI didn't move an inch. Alright, so what do we do? Just as I said that, a monitor just to the right of the round window flickered to light.
ほら、
Sora.
お前どこ行ってたんだよ。探したんだろ。
大変ご迷惑をおかけしました。申し訳ありません。
The image of Sora and the monitor bowed deeply.
まあ、そんなことはどうでもいいじゃない。ソラ、発電機の方は私たちで直しといたから。そのようですね。ありがとうございました。本当に。
レダ、分かってると思うけど、今俺たちは卵を愛の中にいて。
ええ、分かっています。愛が動かないのですね。どうすればいいのかな。まずその原因についてなのですが、おそらく内部気圧が減少した関係でバラストタンク内の海水を十分に排出することができないからだと思われます。つまり、
You mean it isn't buoyant enough?
はい、浮上させる方法はいくつか考えられますが、
In the end, we decided to split into pairs to ride the elevator. In line with the principle of Archimedes, if the buoyancy was insufficient, we had to lighten the load. First, Sarah and I got in EI. Sora and Samugi were waiting at Swite's stop.
お二人とも本当にご苦労様でした。
Sugumi. Sugumi, Sora beamed a welcoming smile at us. Sugumi just stood there staring at Sarah and me. Next came you. And then the tuna took the elevator to the church for our floor. I noticed that when Sugumi saw you cradling the frozen fish, she grinned for the first time. Sora, on the other hand. Sora ran up next to the fish in a panic. Sora was still flustered and babbling next to the fish. I wonder if she really thought that Takeshi had turned into a tuna. Nearly an hour had passed since the power had gone back online. We gathered in the third floor conference room. Takeshi, Sugumi, Sora, you, Sarah, and I, all. All 6 of us were standing in chairs just letting time pass. The rescue team still hadn't come. Our situation didn't show any sign of changing. Takeshi's yawn spread from person to person. I desperately tried to keep from yawning. Only Sora had her head down and looked as if she were thinking about something. We were bored silly. I hadn't realized that doing nothing could be so hard. Well, I might as well get some exercise. Thinking I stood up from the chair. Sora shot me the question and slumped in the chair next to mine. We've got all this time, so I thought I'd go for a little walk. Huh? Why was this in that case thing? I think so. No problem, sure. Oh well, so any kind of juice is okay? Great. I felt like the group hierarchy had sorted itself out. I left the conference room and headed for the kiosk. I had a good idea of where it was from my wanderings around the complex the day before. I went through the rest area on the way. Huh? Something had been left out on the bench. It was wrapped chicken sandwiches. I figured these were probably sandwiches that Takeshi had made and taken to Sugumi's and Sora. I bet that during the blackout they had been forgotten. Alright, I might as well take these along. I took the sandwiches and put them into my pockets. At the kiosk, I started looking for drinks. There was enough food and drinks for us to survive for days. The only food there was chicken sandwiches and the ingredients to make them, but at least we didn't have to worry about food, meaning we were unfortunately fortunate. I took 6 cans of colas from the kiosk's freezer. Only Sarah had asked, but I thought I'd take back enough for everyone. Here we go. Cradling cola in both arms, I started back. Here you go. When I came back, everyone was chatting loudly. Cards were randomly placed on the table facing down. They might have been playing a game. I figured since I was there that I'd bring back enough for everyone. Sarah took 2 of the 2 cans and handed one to you. Yeah, you took the cola up from Sarah and popped open the tab. Like a pro, she held the fizz down so it wouldn't explode. She didn't go getting herself all drenched in soda. So what were you all up to with the cards? I put the remaining 4 cans on the table. What's that? Never heard of it. I realized that I couldn't remember even these kinds of things. I wondered if I should have been more uneasy about my lost memory than I was. First, I thought I'd have a cola. Oh, by the way, I also brought these. I remembered the sandwiches and holding their can in the right hand, plunged my hand into my left pocket. This here. I removed a wrap sandwich. It was on a bench in the rest area. Didn't you leave it there, Takeshi? I thought that somebody might be hungry. You rushed over and violently mussed up my hair. Oh, that's right, I have another one. Feeling good about myself. I put the can in my other hand and went to get the sandwich from my right pocket. What in? Yay, I'm happy I'm being helpful. It's gone. There's nothing in my right pocket. No, no way. I didn't think that I could have dropped it. Somehow I felt there was something odd going on. Looking, I saw Takeshi holding the sandwich put out towards Sora. Me too. Sarah and I both raised our hands in a show of agreement. He tossed a coal and chicken sandwich towards Sora. He traced a gentle arc through the air. Sora suddenly reached out her hands. She reached them out, but... Aw. But Sora didn't catch them. No, she couldn't catch them. She didn't avoid them. It wasn't that she was too slow. Sora was there with her hands extended into space. The sandwich had fallen at her feet. The coal had violently slammed into the wall behind her and exploded. The spewing coal didn't get Sora wet. The droplets looked like they flew through Sora's body. The sandwich wrapper covered the silhouette of Sora's sandal. It was as if the two had melded together. Whoa, what the? She wasn't the only one surprised. I was confused and without a clue. I could have been from... That seemed odd because I didn't know. Sorry, but maybe it seemed strange because I'd forgotten it. So all I could do was sit there with my mouth agape, my eyes staring at the spectacle. What now? Sora made an embarrassed looking expression. Okay, Takeshi looked completely puzzled. And just like that, Sora's vanished toes reappeared. But the place where the sandwich was supposed to be wavered unsteadily. I didn't have any idea what it all meant. Can you explain what that just was? Sora was shuffling embarrassedly. For some reason, you gave a huge sigh right next to Takeshi, and then... She burst out laughing. Takeshi was still confused.
ゲートに入場する時の説明。
だからそれはなんだよ。
So, is that a hologram or something? Looking around when Takeshi and I were surprised. A strange expression floated onto Sarah's face, but it seemed like she knew what was going on. Tsugumi's face was blank. Apart from Takeshi, it seemed like nobody felt this was anything to be that surprised about. Tsugumi stood up as if irritated.
もう見ていられないわね。くだらない。
After spitting out those words, she left the conference room. Maybe we were used to it, but we just watched her go, so no one tried to stop her.
つぐみのことは放っておくとして。ソラ、悪いんだけど、もう一回自己紹介してあげて。はい、わかりました。
The punctured can had stopped fizzing. Sora took a step forward, as carefully as if avoiding the sandwich, and straightened up. After a slight bow, she spoke.
私は茜ヶ崎空。正式名称は LMRSDS4913A と申します。このレミューの案内
She's an AI!
人工
Oh!
いわゆる AI プログラムです。
Okay! Oh!
私はレミシステム内の機能の一部として組み込まれていますので、手近な端末で呼び出してくだされば、レミューの館内どこにでもすぐに参ります。また、全館に及ぶ本格的な RSD を採用することで、私の姿形は実現されています。おそらく世界でも珍しいのではないでしょうか。
やっぱり RSD だったんだ。でもここまですごいのは見たことないよ。レミューの自慢の出し物の一つだからね。だから空は停電の間いなくなっちゃってたんだ。
ええ、どうもご心配をおかけしましたね。
I had finally lost any sense of what was going on. Takeshi looked flustered as well. The conversation had taken off and left me and Takeshi behind. What's RSD?
簡単に言うと、半導体レーザーを直接網膜照射する画像表示システム。
I see. I nodded. I had no clue what she was talking about. But I thought it might have been because I had no memory. It also seemed that any more questions would stall the conversation, so I decided to take an I don't get it, but that's okay
それ
approach.
にしても、ずいぶん高度な人格を持たされてるんだね。
The surprising thing was Sarah seemed to be following the conversation the
空間を
best.
生み出す技術にレミューは相当なこだわりを持っていますから、私の存在もその一環です。
大きなシステムが必要なんじゃない？
そうですね。それでも数十年前に比べればかなり小型になったのではないでしょうか。
どのくらい？それってどこにあるの？見てみたいな。
すいません。私の口からは言えません。秘密なんです。
詳細なデータを持たされてないの？
ええ、そうです。
じゃあちょっと質問を変えるけど、空自身の意思は記憶によって変容したり。
The conversation, what the, was getting more and more technical. Sora kept badgering Sora with technical questions. Things about samplings and algorithms and structures, this and code that. Jargon was flying around. My head started to hurt. Hey, you? I approached you and tugged on her sleeve. This conversation is crazy complex. What is with Sarah anyway? Stop with the stupid jokes. You puffed out her cheeks as if pouting. It didn't seem like she was in the mood for a comeback. Hacker meaning... Naturally, I knows the hacker. What's a hacker? What's a hacker?
なんて言ったらいいんだろう。コンピューターを扱うエキスパートとでも言うのかな。とにかくパソコンにすっごく詳しいの。おまけにプログラミングの腕もプロ顔負けっていうレベルでね。趣味でプログラムを組むことはもちろん、この間なんかクラッキングコンテストで優勝しちゃったぐらいだし。
Cracking contest?
暗号レベルのコンテストのこと言っておくけど、 技術の会社が開催する技術の安全性の確認を目的に行われる合法的なクラッキングで、そこでハッカーたちに自社のアルゴリズムをわざと攻撃させるの。
I was getting more and more lost.
まあ要するに暗号解読ゲームの大会だと考えて差し支えないと思う。
Oh, so it's a game.
ゲームだと言ってバカにしない方がいいよ。なんたって世界中の腕に覚えのある技術者が参加してたんだから。そこで優勝するってことは世界でも屈指のハッカーということになるの。世界一って言っても過言じゃないかもしれない。
Wow. The best? That's just way too incredible.
そうね。コンピューターにかけては彼女きっと天才よ。
Oh, that's cool. I see. It seemed that you truly couldn't tell who a person was by appearances, apart from being a little what? Oh, it's a pun. Let me see this. She just seemed like a normal girl. But Sarah just kept talking with Sora about things that I couldn't comprehend. There was a gap between who she appeared to be and who she actually was. I kept staring at Sarah from the side in this kind of semi-awe. In the end, only to catch she was completely surprised that Sora was AI. Yu was an employee at LeMU, so of course she knew. But before leaving the room, Sakumi hadn't seemed that surprised. Sarah was clear by her questions, had a solid grip on the situation. And the whole situation we were in was so crazy, I didn't know what to be surprised about. Okay. Bye!